Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 93 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. Last episode, I left you guys on a little bit of a cliffhanger. What's behind the door? I don't know. I legitimately don't know. There's the potential for, I think, up to one of 4 different boss fights to occur. And I made sure I had nice and full health, nice and full hunger, and all the hearts that I can muster. Plus, I've got some decent armor on me. I don't know what I'm going to encounter, but we're going to check it out. Without further ado, let's unlock the door. Rantigoth the Undying. That looks like a terrifying monster. Stop being there. I think I need to stay out of the purple things. Oh yeah, I'm getting you now, buddy. Nice. I gotcha. The unnatural hunger, that's not a good buff. I need zombie flesh at the moment, and I don't have any. I think I did a thing. Ooh, I got a primordial pearl. The very fabric of magic seems to buckle each time it pulses. Nice. Anything cool in here that I can snag, like ruined stone? Probably not. That's a cool thing. Eldritch obelisk. Not 100% sure what that's all about. But good loots. Nice. I think we did a good job here. Should bring out my Thumbonomicon and just see if there's anything in here to note about what I just discovered. And I better start eating a little bit more. Let's see. I know we have the Crimson Cold book. That's what we found. Anything under the Eldritch tab? No, nothing in particular. So let's see. Primordial Pearl, huh? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's anything in particular we need to do with these obelisks either. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe scan some of these things with my thermometer. Oh, we've already got them covered. Okay, cool. Old urn, nothing to be learned. Cool. Alright, so I guess what I'll do then... It's interesting. Oh, sounds like a bad guy. I'm going to head back to the base and get ready. See what I can do with these new things I just got. Oh boy, I'm starving. And I have to get some zombie flesh. Bad time for a flux debuff. But luckily, it came right at the end of the fight. Let's throw some stuff in our white pouch here just to get rid of it. Cool. I'll throw my Primordial Pearl in there too, just to make sure that it's okay. I don't think I can actually do anything with these things. Alright. Yep, we'll be back in just a moment. Alright guys, just real quick. Ooh, I've discovered a clue to a new research, huh? Interesting. Alright, so definitely something new popped up by scanning that thing. Ah, there we go. Primordial Pearl. Okay, nice. So that gives me access to Primordial Node Manipulation and Advanced Alchemical Furnace. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. And Revelations of the Outer Lands are also something to check out. All right, let's see what we got. So Primordial Node Manipulation. Gives me a little bit of warp, but I kind of maxed out my warp, so I'm not too worried about that. You have developed a bit of a wild theory that might explain why not bring a Primordial Pearl into contact with an Aura Node. That sounds like a terrible idea. Cool. All right, maybe. Let's check out advanced alchemical furnace too. Oh, that's a complicated thing. That requires a primordial pearl too. Interesting. Oh boy, I'm being attacked by an Eldritch Guardian. So, that was fun. Yeah, having a high level of warp is typically a bad thing. We're going to look into how we can clean that up a little bit this episode, hopefully. I should be able to knock that off. It's mostly temporary warp, so I feel like I should be able to manage. However, poking in the Thaumonomicon, we should see that we have this nifty advanced multi-block structure. Is there another one? Yeah, there is. There's two more. What's up, Eldritch Guardians? Sneaking up on Direwolf. Anybody else hanging around out here, or are we done now? Anybody in the basement, perchance? Nope, I think we're okay. Alright, so yes, I'm thinking I want to try out making this cool-looking multi-block structure. It's 3x3, so we're going to have to find a place for it. I mean, it could kind of go right here. That looks like it would fit, actually, rather well. We're going to want to snag our golems and figure out how they need to be repositioned. Apparently, you're going to need 8 of these advanced alchemical constructs, but it does say that the primordial pearl is not used up in the crafting recipe, so that's good news. So I'm going to go ahead and get all the things that I need, and then we'll be back to try it out. Alright guys, we're back, and I have to fix a little dire derp that I did a ways back. I never set up anything to export fuel into my big reactor, and our power has completely stalled. So we're going to want an export bus here. We're going to want an import bus here. We're going to want some cables in between them. We're going to configure to export Yellorium, and we're going to need to figure out how we're going to get that going. Just a quick aside before I get back to my Thaumcraft work that I've been doing. I guess what I could do is just tap right in here, because there should be behind a wall here. Yes. And I should have a P2P connection that I brought with me. Or so I thought. Oh, that's my import bus. That means this must be my P2P tunnel. Whoops. They look similar. And load settings. One of those temporary for now kind of situations. I will clean up this wiring, I promise, but I need to get power going, and I want to do it the proper way. So what we should have is fuel being exported into here. In theory. Are you active and everything? Device offline, missing channel. Why would that be? This should be the cable that's doing the P2P stuff. In theory. Yes. Are we out of power already? No. Yeah, we're out of power already. Okay, I had a temporary power hookup, and it looks like we're already out of power. That's why I snagged some stuff. I remember I had a power capacitor bank. Yeah, that was a temporary holdover just to get us up and running, and it wasn't quite enough. Well, it was, I lied. It is enough to get us up and running, barely. So let's manually deposit. You can see I snagged a bunch of Yellorium here. Nice. So that should help the reactor start producing more steam and heat. What I'm going to do is, yeah, you're trying to get over 85. Okay. Alright guys, quick little crash there. Not quite sure why, but everything seems to be okay. Big turbine back up and running. We're going to get this guy back up to the appropriate speeds. In theory, the computer should handle everything at this point, so we should now be at the point where we're producing a decent amount of steam, keeping that going, and the turbine's going to speed back up. So, just by way of the way the computer works, it should get the turbine back up and running, and we should actually be producing a little bit of RF at the moment. We're doing about 1500 RF. It'll continue to climb. That'll get our base back up and running. So, oops, dire derp. Maybe we've gotten to the point where we have power once again? I don't know for sure, but we're going to find out. We're still fluctuating on power a little bit, but it'll come back. Slowly but surely, it will come back. So you can see it slowly climbing up. So that's neat. Alright, let me get back to making the things I need to make. I just want a quick aside to mention that A, I forgot to do that, so derp on my part, and B, yeah, that was it. Just big derp and had no power and everything was broken and it was terrible. Alright, be right back. Alright, by the way, looks like my ME controller is now stable. So that's cool. And the base is kind of coming back to life. Awesome. Good. So just as a test, we're going to make sure that you are, in fact, online. Exporting Elorium. That's what I like to see. Very cool. So that means I can put this stuff back away, and our base will continue to live. So yeah, don't forget to put fuel in your reactors, otherwise terrible things will happen. We'll be back in a minute. Alright, then if my math is correct, I need about a dozen of these things. Alchemical constructs. Cool. And yay for auto-refilling wand. Cool. Put all this stuff away for now. What else am I going to need here? So we've got our 12 of these. We're going to need void metal ingots. We're going to need about a dozen of those as well. So it's 4 of these make 4 of these, right? So we need 12 in total, because we're going to need 8 of these, and then we're going to need 4 more of these. So okay, we're actually going to need, we need the 12 of these, but we only need 8 void metal ingots. So to make them, we drop a void seed into 8 metallum, and to get a void seed, we drop seeds into 2 alienus, 12 tenebrae, and 8 vacuous. All right, let me find a good way to get that. So guys, I came down here to, crystallize these things, and it occurred to me, maybe I want to put the advanced thingy down here. I want to try it just to see how good it is, because this isn't really slow and doesn't need to be done that often, but being able to crystallize faster, there might be something too. So, I mean, obviously the slowdown here is the Essentia crystallizers, but might want to consider it, because this thing is actually pretty slow in breaking stuff down. I don't know, we still have a lot of vacuous in there though. Yeah, we'll see. Alright guys, in theory, that looks pretty full. Not the right click I wanted to do. I don't like how full that looked. I'm gonna let the flux scrubber handle that stuff. Let's try this again with half as much. So flux scrubbers, clean that up for me, would you? You're probably doing a good job. Maybe. So let's try 8, 8, 2, and 1. Yeah, it works. Okay. So that gets us a void seed. I'm going to do that a few more times. How am I for tenebrae? I might have some in there by now. Oh yeah, we're getting some. Cool. So I should be able to do this a little bit nicer now. 16, 16, and 4, and then 2 seeds. Flux scrubbers are doing nice. So 16, 16, and 4, and 2 seeds. Let's see. Nice, with no leftover, obviously. Awesome. Alright, we'll be back in a minute. I need to get a little bit more of this stuff. Alright then, and according to my calculations, 8 iron and 4 void seeds should get me 4 void metal. With no leftovers. Hooray! Because it's just 8 metallum per... Nice. So let's try making this. We're going to want this guy here with these And these, 1, 2. Nice, and it didn't use up the primordial thing. Cool. So by the way, you can use this on aura nodes, and it will boost their ability to store V. So it'll increase their maximum. If you right-click it, it won't look like it does anything. What it actually does is store the maximum. It boosts that. So if you have the ability to store like 50, right? When you right-click it, it'll still have 50 in it, but it'll boost it up a certain amount. I don't know how much. I haven't really tried it yet because I don't want to use it. I think it will use it up if you use it on the node. So I really want to do this alchemical construct thing. So then the last thing we need to do is get ourselves 1 alchemical furnace and 4 arcane alembics. So we'll be right back. There we go. 4 arcane alembics later, and we are cruising. So let's go build this thing. What do you say? I'm going to try it in the basement. I assume I can move it if I want, but I definitely want to try it down here. Plus, it looks really cool. So I definitely want to give it its due. So I'm thinking, like, definitely want it to be able to communicate with this node structure, because it's going to want to draw power from this thing. So I'm thinking maybe, like, right here. It's a 3x3x3, so it's going to be up to here, right? That wouldn't look terrible. And we can at least check it out and maybe get it doing some more like this stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll go find another Earth node too, and like both of these can be powering like the Essentia crystallizers. We'll have 2 on either side. I don't know, we'll see. So this is where it was, right? So let's do it. We're gonna put down in a ring with an alchemical furnace in the middle. Oh, so it's only 2 tall, so that's nice. Alchemical furnace in the middle, and this surrounding it. Cool. And then these guys were in the corners, is that right? No, the arcane alembics were in the corners. And was there anything in the top center? Empty space. Okay, let's wand it. Nice. That is cool. So you can already see some stuff going from the V relay in there, charging up the heat of the alchemical furnace, advanced alchemical furnace, that is. Nice. Look at that. It's already heating up. So it doesn't need fuel. Kind of a nice thing. And that's cool. I think we just drop stuff in there, right? So like, let's say I wanted... Ooh, look at it boil. That is cool. Terra, Ignis, and Tenebrae. Nice. So it should be very quick to pump that stuff out. What I wouldn't mind getting is a tank. Let's do one of those void tank things, right? So I'm thinking like the advanced Essentia storage. So we're going to want to infuse 2 void metals, 4 jars, and an Essentia buffer. Okay, let's do that. Essentia buffer is files, 1 valve, and 3 tubes. Okay, we'll be right back. All right, we should be good to make this thing now. Go, buddy, go. So this is dangerous, actually. I should probably be doing this a little bit more carefully. I'm going to make sure I have extra jars on me. I do not have extra void thingies. Ah! Yeah, I think it just... No, it didn't knock it off. Okay, cool. We're good, we're good. Go, absorb the things, do the things, go. Be cool? Nice. Alright, and then we're just going to want some Essentia tubes. So this thing should be able to store a bunch of Essentia of many different types, and that's kind of cool. I haven't entirely figured out how I want it to work yet, but what I'm thinking is we could probably pipe it out. Like we could have it like come over here. See, I don't want to entirely do anything too crazy. So if we ran the tubes this way, it would be right along to here. That's probably not good. Right along to here. Maybe have it there. I wonder if I can pipe into the bottom of it. That's a question for sure. Let's see. Because if I can, that would be cool. Oh yeah, look at that. So this could be a buffer between here and there. So now if I did this, how do I get it out of there? That is the question. Okay, so it's storage. How do I get it out? All right, so let's consider, I think you can only pump it out the one side. So let's do this. I think, do I have my tuning fork? I know that's what it's called. Isn't that what it's called? The Thaumcrafty thing? There it is, Essentia Resonator. So just out of curiosity, suction 64, and this thing is suction 24. So what should happen is these guys should have priority suction over this thing, meaning that when I hook this up, nice, it'll pull from it. That is cool. Uh-oh. Blindness. That's a terrible thing to have. Alright, so that's neat. So that's a very quick way. So for example, if I wanted a bunch of the ender pearls, so I want more alienus, for example. You know what, let's do chests. I'm going to take 6 of them because I want more vacuous. I should be able to just come over here, drop it in. Wow, look how quickly that broke that stuff down. That is fast. Like, that's really fast. Okay, but why are you not going into there as like a when this is full type thing? But yeah, that was really fast to break that stuff down. All right, we'll be back in a minute. Let me play with this a little bit. Uh-oh, I've got the unnatural hunger debuff again. Hunger begins to fade. Hunger begins to fade. Go on, hunger, fade. Fade some more. Ah, much better. Okay. Back to playing with this. I was making some restricted Essentia tubes. I don't know. See, what's happening, I think, is that like the suction's too strong. So I'm just playing with this a little bit. So we'll see if this works a little better. Let's do chests again. What I want to have happen is have like this be a buffer in between here and there. And I'm just not that good with the Essentia system to be able to really do that well. So let's see, that quickly broke down. Nice. And what's in there? Arbor and vacuous. Nice, I guess I did it. Cool. That is really fast, how quickly that breaks down Essentia. That's like almost instant. So what you can see is happening here is we're restricting the suction. So these things have a suction of 64 each, but when you put these tubes on here, it cuts it in half. And then it cuts it in half again. So what's happening is as these are full or not full is determining when it's going to be able to do stuff. So are you able to actually hit that one or no? This one doesn't look like he's running anymore. So let's make this a normal Essentia tube. There we go. Cool. See, I think these things had too much suction, and it was overpowering this thing, which only has a suction of type 24. Yeah, 24, and now to here is like, cool. So that should be good. So if we check again, we've got 7 and 8. And if I want a bunch more, then I just drop it in there, and then boom, super fast. Breaking down items like crazy. Yeah, and all the vacuous is going. That's cool. That is awesome. And if I want these guys tied in, can I... That was not what I wanted to break. Well, I mean, it could be. I don't really need this alchemical furnace anymore, right? Correct. So what I could do is that. And what we should get then is these things running. And then I just have to test to make sure that we didn't overload our suction again, but I think we'll be all right. So now I can take this wrench, because we don't really need this setup anymore. We're still going to want to have these encoded patterns here for later when we want to play with those, but what I could probably do is have them wind up into a dropper that'll drop on top of that thing. I think that's a good plan. So we'll put this stuff away. I want to hang on to my tubes. But this can go away, and such. So I just dropped a whole stack of obsidian in the alchemical furnace. That was cool. And it's definitely going into the reservoir, so that's a good sign. I think whenever one of these guys is currently accepting Essentia, it's like pausing because it's probably sucking more than the reservoir is, but that's okay. That's cool. Might need a little bit more tweaking, obviously. See, yeah, it's filling up with Terra. Whenever there's suction less than 24. Wonder if I threw one here, if that would prevent these two from getting any suction through. I'm thinking it probably would. But we'll find out in a moment. See, yeah, see, they're not able to suck anymore because they're getting broken down. Yeah. So we definitely want that to occur, so we're okay. Basically, as long as all 4 of these are full, this thing's able to fill up. Oh wow, look at that, 105 Terra on the to-do list. Neato. Alright, we'll be right back. So yeah, I'm just having a little bit of fun with this thing. Testing it a little bit more. I'm going to drop some ender pearls in there. Boom. Instantly broken down. You can see it's draining again. That's cool. And it should be filling up in here. So we got some alienness. That's good. Very cool. I've just rerouted things a little bit. I just want to test a little bit more with the whole cutting it in half deal. Okay. So yeah, that's too much. There we go. Wow, look at that. That is really impressive how much that Essentia reservoir can store. All right, guys, so we've got the advanced alchemical furnace. We've got the Essentia reservoir. I think this system actually works really rather well. What happens is this kind of serves as a backlog for everything that's going to be processed by these things. And this is doing its best to keep things speedy. I might try and get another aura node. I'm thinking that might not be a terrible idea. I'm not 100% sure if I can get these to go any faster, but it would be cool if I could. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, I really have no idea how much Essentia or Centavi is required for these Essentia crystallizers. So just for fun, I figured let's try and set up a few more of these. Just to see what happens. And just as I did that, my Essentia reservoir finished burning through all the stuff that I had to do. Nice. Well, that's hilarious. How am I for Tenebrae? I probably don't have a lot of it. So let's get some more obsidian and throw like half a stack into this thing and see what happens. I'm just curious as to how fast 8 would run as opposed to 4. I mean, it seems to be keeping up. You think that's faster than it was? Wow, that thing's booking it. Look at him go. this one hasn't produced any yet. I don't think there's an import bus on him, so what's taking you so long? Wow, this thing's really booking it. It took that long just to produce the one. Alright, so this node is clearly not keeping things moving. Because this one's booking it. Like, look how much he's produced already. I actually question if I even needed to do this. Because, I mean, that burned through that really fast. So even though it's super slow on these back ones, I don't think it's a terrible idea to do what I'm doing. So what I think I might do is try and find another node. And now we have a much faster way to produce the Essentia that I need. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, so what I think I'll do here is probably wrap up the episode here. And we'll come back next time and just see what more fun we can have with this whole concept. Obviously, there's a few other things I would like to check out from Thaumcraft as well that we haven't quite had a chance to take a look at yet. So that should be cool. So that should be importing to the system. Yes, cool. So we'll put away some other things we don't need, because why not? And then we can cover this up and everything will look fancy again. Yay for fancy looking stuff. Cool. Probably reroute some of this stuff, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, for now, I think it is a good wrapping up point for the episode. So let's see. I want to throw... Let's see. So how am I for vacuous? We have a decent amount of that, but we could always use more. Let's just do like 30 more chests. This will be fun. You might know what else would be cool. I did make a void chest because it has a bunch of different aspects. I was playing around with the idea of using that to get my Tenebrae, but why not? Be careful what you drop in there, guys. You've been warned. Alright, so clearly everything's doing its thing, and the Essentia reservoir should fill up with the backstuffed items, I would think. I might need to filter some stuff again, but we'll play with it. Alright, for now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will come back next time with a little bit more Thaumcrafty fun. Alright, guys. Take it easy.